Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. Got another double header video for you here, and we're starting out with a Valiant, which is the Tier 5 British Premium tank. It's located on the south spawn of Cliff, and it's under the commands of ProvoBob. Now, you've seen this tank in action in other videos before, and he's got 2 marks on the barrel. He said that he would send me another video, another replay, just as soon as he's completed his task. You can see lots of ace tankers have been achieved because he's got the, well, there's a significant mark there on the back of the vehicle. Okay, 75mm gun, which is capable of doing 110 alpha, 91mm of penetration with standard round, with the APCR goes up to 144. A lot of people are actually now realising the Valiant is actually quite a dangerous tank. It's not only difficult to penetrate, it can deal quite a lot of damage as well at the tier in which it appears. This is a tier 5 game and there are tier 4 tanks in it, and tier 4s are going to suffer if ProvoBob gets at them. Now, as you know, he's on the Australian New Zealand server, so there are bots, I'm afraid, yes, and you can see from the team lists there's quite a few of them on both sides. But there are some live players in there as well. And so, well, considering it's a 15-15 match, he's going to have quite a lot of work to take them all down. Well, first target's appeared is a M5 Stewart, and that's a bot. And it's really got not much sense, and, well, he doesn't live very long because he gets taken out by a T-40. Some bots are really stupid, but some bots are very dangerous. And the moment you hit them, they start firing premium rounds back at you. And of course, because they're bots, Wargaming doesn't worry about the cost of firing. And of course, they spam gold at you like it's going out of fashion. Now, there's a real player there in the T1 Heavy. He wasn't watching what he was doing in third person there. There's an awful lot of tanks have actually come up to the centre rather than going around, but it is early on in the game. Our KV-1s, they're headed round the hill, round the lighthouse. They're going round the other side, but ProvoBob's decided he's going to stick to this side. Now remember, this is probably the worst tank the British ever built. It was designed towards the end of the war. It was really, well, it wasn't a good design compared to the other tanks that were coming out at the time. And they got it all wrong. It was such a bad tank. The driver got out after half an hour and said, "I'm not driving that thing again." Well, he didn't precisely say those words, but he said, "No, this is a dreadful tank." And there is only one copy, and it's at the Tank Museum at Boddington if you want to go and see it. I have seen it, and I thought it looked dreadful. Oh, gets the T1 Heavy. Only 5 hit points, but it is a kill. Now, there's no Arty in this game, so he doesn't need to worry about going up on the top if he getting hit and stunned. So he can repeat that action again and again to rinse and repeat and get more kills. But the enemy are starting to suffer. Yeah, they're losing tanks. They're 4 down now. And the Type 91 and the B1 up ahead, those are bots. Okay, now let's have a look and see what we can pot. And he's got a Panzer IV-H, where he's going to work on that guy. The Stug is a real player, but the Panzer IV is definitely a bot. But he's repositioned himself. The bot's looking this way now. How do I know that? I can't see the gun barrel. If I could see the gun barrel, he was looking elsewhere. He did fire in this direction, but he's got his second kill. Can't see the Stug, but he has been spotted again. I think it might be the Type 95 and the B1 that are spotting him. Both of those are bots, and he can go to work on them. He needs to watch out for that Stug though, because if that Stug turns his 75mm in this direction, or if he's worse, if he's got the 105mm, he could do a lot of damage. But he's easily penetrating that B1 with a 75mm gun. Yep. it's quite sad that the B1 doesn't actually have the 75mm gun in the hull. Wargaming have long said that they can't have two guns working from the same tank. But you do have a double gun in the MTLS and also in the Soviet double gun tanks. So I don't see why you can't have a feature whereby you could operate the 75mm in the hull of a B1 as well as the 47mm in the turret. It'd be quite good fun. Now he's poked up again. That Stug is still off to the right. He's firing in this direction because he thinks there's an enemy Stug over here as well. There he is. Yes, it's a Stug 3B, but he's not looking this direction. He's been tracked. Keep firing. He's firing the APCR now. Didn't get that one because he fired at the top. The shell hit the roof. But the kill shot goes in, and it's the KV-1 that takes the kill. There's only 2 enemies remaining. They've killed the other Stug. So if ProvoBob's going to get another kill, he needs to hustle. Only 3 kills so far, but that is the highest score so far from the team. The KV-220's got 3 kills, so does the KV-1. He could platoon with them. Well, one of the enemies has just been killed, the Su-85I, which is the captured prize tank destroyer that the Soviets made out of captured Stugs. And the last enemy is an AT-2, which is a British tank destroyer, tier 5. First of the really tough, heavily armoured tank destroyers. I'm not sure he's going to get there in time. This medium tank is just so slow. And that AT-2 is down to his last few hit points. So it looks like this battle is going to be over. Yes, it's over. And he doesn't get another kill, but he does get some other reward. And we're going to see what that is at the end of the second game. And here is the second battle, and you're looking at an AMX 13 F3AM Tier 6 French SPG, and it's being driven by Citron01. Now he's got 2 marks on his barrel as well, and he's got the same mark for having a second ace tanker, or second mastery, whilst he's using those marks on his vehicle. Okay, set himself up just behind the trees. He's not moving too far down the peninsula, but he's aiming for that spot on the corner where the enemy tanks try to take that corner so they can control this area of the map. And an enemy tank has appeared, but it's not in the usual spot. It's a Striv M4257, and he hasn't got a shot on that guy because unfortunately from this angle you can't get that shot. But our tank destroyers seem to get the shot, and it looks like a bush went over there, and he fires around it and pulls back immediately, just in case a counter battery came in, and he didn't realise this Crusader was sitting alongside him. Unfortunately, you should never have 2 Arties sitting alongside each other because it makes it very easy to counter battery, and of course you might both go out in a bombardier if you're both hit at the same time, so not a great idea. Whoever's in that Crusader should really think about moving away, finding a new firing position. Never set up next to some other Arty because you are inviting the enemy to shoot you. Literally. They will spot the tracer from 2 Arties. They may not spot the tracer from 1, but if you fire 2 Arties from the same spot, they will definitely spot you. No problem with that at all. So really you do need to move away. Well, Citron's fired another round in. Unfortunately, it appears I'm going to have to take control of the camera because he keeps pulling away directly after he shoots, which means we don't get to see what actually happened to the shell. So when he gets ready to shoot, I'll take control of the camera at that moment, and then we'll see what actually happens. Well, critical damage, and he did pull away. He's got that rather unfortunate habit that a lot of people seem to have to avoid counter battery. And the Crusader is still there. Not a smart move. Really, I cannot stress this highly enough. If you put 2 Arties together, it's like saying to the enemy Arty, come and get us, we're here. It's so easy to spot you. Okay, he's loaded, fires a round in. Oh, yes! Gets a kill on the VK. He damaged the Eagle 7, who's now moving away from that position because he probably realises as well. 2 tanks close together is actually tantamount to saying, kill me or hit me. Okay, he's going for the Chiri next. I'm going to take control of the camera at this point. Well, he actually went after the Chiri, and he did stay with the camera as he was doing it because he went to overhead. So he caught me out there. But a lot of the enemy are unspotted up in the northwest corner. We're hoping that our guys like the Steel Waffenträger and the Comet and the ARL will have a spot on them. And he found 2. Okay, a Nashorn and a Chiri. He's going to go for the Nashorn. Fires around in that direction. He doesn't pull away, but he gets the kill. There goes the Nashorn. That's his 2nd kill of the game after the VK. Going to try and get the setter before he pulls away. Going to hold the camera on that spot. Oh, the enemy M12's been spotted. And we've lost sight of the setter, so he is definitely going for that M12, who's also in dire trouble because a Comet's just come around the corner. And I don't think we're going to go for him here. We'll go for the Hummel instead. He fires at the Hummel. Direct hit. 3rd kill. Very, very good. He's having a good game. Of course, if you want to mark an Arty, you really have to get good. It's no, you can't just be an average. You've got to be special. You've got to do lots of damage to the enemy. You've really got to work at it as an Arty. Some people say, oh, well, you have to do that in tanks as well. I think it's a little easier to mark a tank than it is to mark an Arty. That round actually did damage the... did hit his teammate in the KV-122, and now he's changing position, but he only needs to change position because there's 2 enemy tanks left and both of them are in the South Pass area. So if he doesn't change position, he's not going to get any shots on those guys at all. In fact, I think he's decided it's time for him to get... Oh, no, he's going to stop and shoot from this direction. I get a bit closer. Yep. Hasn't got the best angle from that position. Might be able to do it from there. I'm not sure. It's going up over the top of the rocks. No, not from that angle. And in fact, actually, it looks now as if the only way he's going to get damage is going to be to go the long way around like the M44 has. And that last enemy's gone. It's the VK and he's out the game. So it is a victory, but no more damage. But he did get 3 kills and... Well, it's showing 2030, but let's have a look and see exactly if that is the correct amount. First, we're going to have a look at the results for the Valiant battle. Well, in that battle, it was a 3rd mark of excellence for ProvoBob in the Valiant. Yes, only a 2nd class mastery in that one, but he did get his 3rd mark because he'd accumulated enough damage to get the average up. And he also got his FIFO effect as well for dealing more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle, and a win rate of 3957. So I think this is one tank that a lot of players are going to have to look hard at twice, because it appears very easy to consistently do damage in it, and also thereby to be able to market, 3rd market at that, because few people are actually taking the Valiant out, which makes it slightly easier to market. If we look at the team score, we can see he didn't get the highest damage in the game. That actually went to the KV-1 with 1,851 hit points, but he got the 2nd highest with 1,412, and he always seems to get a nice amount of damage in these games, albeit that he is against bots. When it came to kills, it was KV-222, managed to get 5 kills, the KV-1 managed to get 3, and so did ProvoBob. And when it came to base XP, it was the KV-222 did the best with 1,034, but ProvoBob got 902 base, and 838 went to the KV-1. He fired 25 rounds, got 17 direct hits and 14 penetrations, splash damage on 3, damage of 1,412 hit points, of which 653 were at more than 300 meters. He did receive a hit, it was a penetration, but he blocked damage of 350 in total, which is okay. And so I think that was that the shot from the Stug? In which case that was a dirt round that he blocked. So the Stug probably fired the wrong ammo at him, probably fired an AP round instead of an HE round, and as such it didn't do any damage to Bob at all because the round just didn't pen. He earned 34,173 credits, but he did fire a fair amount of premium rounds, as you can see, and he actually made a loss of 13,875 credits overall. But he won't bother about that because he's got his third mark on the barrel. He also earned 2,300 XP, which just goes to show that even in a small battle like this, you can still earn a lot of experience points for the crew. And of course, these crews are transferable. You can move them into other vehicles. And of course, so the Valiant could be a good and valuable crew trainer. So a really great battle there for ProvoBob in the Valiant and a third mark. Now let's have a look at the AMX 13F3 game. Well, yes, that one was also a third mark of excellence for Citron01 in the AMX 13F3 AM. But in his game, he got an ace tanker. Yes, he did enough damage to the enemy, and he was really hammering them to get the ace. He also got a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 13 in total. If we look at the team score, we can see that he actually did 2,030 hit points. Didn't do the highest in the game. That actually went to the KV2 on the enemy team with 2,053. The Comet got 2,039, and Citron managed to get 2,030. So third place on damage. When it came to kills, he was top though. He had 3 kills. 2 kills to the M4, the Comet, the KV-122, and the KV-2 on the enemy team. And when it came to base XP, he was also top on that one. 1,152 to him, 1,150 went to the Comet. He fired 9 rounds, got 5 direct hits, 1 penetration, 13 splash. Damage of 2,030 hit points, all of it done at more than 300 meters. He damaged 7 of the enemy, killed 3, and did 1,804 hit points of stun assist off 10 stuns. On a free-to-play account, he earned 40,277 credits, but after resupply of ammunition and consumables, he actually made only 1,277 credits from the game. He also received 1,152 XP, base XP, and there was no multiplier, so that's all the experience points he took away. But it was a third mark game, so that's 2 third mark games by Arty Noobs members, one after the other. And in fact, actually, there's more third mark games to show you, so I will get around to doing those videos very shortly, and hopefully you'll then see that there's a lot of Arty Noob members there who've managed to third mark their tanks. And yes, and they will, if you look at their videos, you can see how they do it. And the Arty players do have to work harder to get it, because obviously there's more expected of them, but you can see there are some tanks out there you should be playing, like ProvoBob. Playing the Valiant actually can get you a third mark, and it's worth it. So I hope you enjoyed those replays. If you did, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, and thank you for watching.